Good day, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. My name is Tutorial24. Let's go into this one then. So here we go, back in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Yeah, I didn't realise there was such a passionate fan base for this based off of the Hot Pursuit video that Black Panther did again. But we're back on this series anyway, because I still enjoy this game. And hopefully you guys are also enjoying the series as well. So let's see the stats here. So yeah, playtime's pretty alright, but mainly looking at game percentage completion, which is at 17%. So we're making decent progress. It's only episode 7, but on-core performance is the race that we're going to be doing first, on the racers side of course. And our vehicle of choice, looking through the category that we have available to us, it's going to be the Audi TT RS, because apparently we haven't used it on the racing side here. But sunny conditions, 2 PM is the time, obviously looking to get first. And there's a 10.6 mile track, or I guess route ahead of us, because it's still public roads. But a decent amount of variation in the scenery that we have here. We've got sunny highways, coastal cliffs, and foresty areas as well. So let's see how we shall do in this event. Starting at the back, 8-car race, and we are off and underway. And just looking to try and size our way through the traffic. But while we're getting up to speed here, I'm trying to think of topics to talk about. Well, there's only 2 really, which is I'm going to Goodwood this Saturday and Sunday, so that's quite cool. But also, we are incredibly close to 100 subscribers. We're on 99 right now. I had to have a good think about what I wanted to do for 99 or for 100 as we get overtaken by those 2 there. And I have figured out eventually, it was between 2 options, but I have figured out eventually what I want to do for the 100 special. So when we reach it, give me a bit of time to make it, and then it should hopefully be released and you can all enjoy it. But thank you for the support so far, as there's a massive crash ahead, 2-car collision, well, I guess technically 3, and there's a crash in the background as well as we try and get our challenge towards the guy in first. But yeah, thank you for all the support over the years. It's pretty cool that we're about to hit triple digits for subscribers. That's pretty nice. So yeah, thank you all for the support, and make sure you check out my Instagram as well, G_Dog74, because I did finally post there. It's been a while since I posted to there, but we look in the mirror and now the BMW is ahead of us, and so is this Alfa Romeo, so we're down to 4th here. But we're still in pretty decent shape, but we're still fairly close to the other contenders here. I thought about trying to take a shortcut there, but ended up just deciding to stick on the road. And yeah, we're not really gaining or losing time on these 2 ahead, but the Alfa Romeo makes a slight collision into the BMW, which causes them to go offline a bit, and then the Alfa Romeo just turns right a bit here, and so we overtake him, we overtake the BMW as well. And then looking off to the left here, the car in front, the Porsche, the red Porsche, crashes into a civilian there. And then we look to try and go for him, but he sort of jolts right a bit, so I decided to peel off into the shortcut through the lumber yard. Stuff like this one will definitely help us gain a bit of time, as we've got the driving milestone of doing 20 miles on shortcuts. We also got one earlier for using 10 miles of boost, I think. But yeah, we've been re-overtaken here because they've got the straight line speed coming out of that corner. That is the only one thing. And I tried to stay flat through here, but had to lift off a bit. But yeah, we've managed to stay in second out of all of that. And now we're looking to try and mount a challenge onto the red car, go in between the civilian and the red Porsche as well, and we are through and ahead with about 2-ish miles to go. So yeah, it's a good display for Audi so far, but it is not over yet. As we go around this corner, have to lift a little bit, and then we can finally get on the power, get on the boost, and hopefully drive away. But he's keeping me honest here, the Porsche. We're not exactly extending the gap too much as we drift around this corner and gain a bit more nitrous, get a bit squirrely out of there. 1 mile to the finish, but the Porsche is not let go. He is still right behind us as we come round pretty much the final corner of this this track. Down the straightaway pretty much here, flat out through these slight kinks and corners. But the red Porsche is not able to win. It is in fact us that is the winner with a 4 minute and 8.12 time. And to be honest, I don't think there's much else we could have improved apart from maybe getting a bit more luck, or having cars not crash into us, or around us should I say, not really crash into us. But yeah, we get a nice new reward, so we shall see what new car we've been given. And it's a BMW, it's the M3 E92 for the Performance Series, so I can confirm that we'll be using that one later on. And yeah, pretty good. I do like this era of BMW, especially compared to the more recent version. But just having a scan around what SCPD events we should do, and decided to choose the Protect and Swerve preview event. So we'll have to see what preview car we've been given, and it's a Corvette, the ZR1, in a blue livery, which I think is the first time on this channel. Sunny conditions, 5 PM, 138 for the distinction. Let's go.
Central to all units, officers requiring assistance on Fox Flare Pass. It's a training exercise, but you will be evaluated as if this is a live situation.
So the pressure is on then. We can't make too many mistakes here because there's not a small, or it's quite a small target for us to try and achieve, and it's not a very long track. But I can say this is an incredibly enjoyable one, especially in this way more faster car, as we try and avoid collision there but end up getting a 2-second penalty. But yeah, this car is incredibly fun to drive, and while the handling is quite similar, as we somehow clip the barrier there but don't get a penalty for it, so I don't really know how that happened, but not going to complain about it. But yeah, this car, especially around this corner, was really enjoyable. And while yeah, most of the cars have similar handling, like they're all quite heavy, the difference between some of these when you're going faster compared to some of the slower cars is we have to brake a little bit here. Thought about taking the shortcut, but didn't end up doing it because I wanted to be safe here. But we're getting very close to the barriers as we ride on through here. Over the hill, can't quite see this car, just about see him in time though. And then as we go around this final corner, it looks like we've got plenty of time. Narrowly avoid the traffic and go through and across the line to stop this fella. But yeah, that was an incredibly fun one. It's always quite nice, to be fair, when you're driving a fast car and it's got better handling than the ones we have right now. But unfortunately we won't get anything new after doing that event, but that's not too much of an issue for me, as the next event we're going to do is a hot pursuit called Escape Lane. So we're finally back to the most enjoyable events, which is hot pursuits in my opinion, and then interceptors as well I think are quite nice for the police side of things. But I mean, we've got the M3 E92, so may as well use it. We're gonna go into an Interlagos blue. Didn't know there was a whole blue just for the country of Interlagos, but 3 spike strips, 3 AMPs, 5 AM is the time with sunny conditions. It honestly looks like it could be midday, just slightly dark I guess, but yeah, I wouldn't say it was 5 AM sort of dark, with 11.5 miles to go. we have the cops after us, of course. That is what a hot pursuit is all about. And we're going to have to use these spike strips and EMPs wisely as we get told to pull over. I'm afraid we will not be doing that, Mr. Officer. But the whole new thing about this event, as we try and crash into the cop and then end up crashing into a van on the opposite side of the road, I couldn't figure out whether I wanted to take the escape road there to the left or not, and I ended up not doing that, which was a bit of a mistake. Yeah, the cops have got spike strips, as there's yet another joining the fray now, and they've also put a roadblock ahead of us, so we just about get through as the cops slowed down there for the roadblock and ended up crashing into one of the other suspects, but we're able to get a good lead now. But yeah, as I've been trying to say, the cops have got spike strips, which is weird because it feels like we've already seen them have spike strips before in a previous event, as we blitz through this roadblock as well, just about getting through the little gap there. But yeah, it feels like they've had spike strips for a while. Obviously I know we, playing as the cops, have spike strips, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the first event where the cops have spike strips as well, so pretty interesting as we drift around the corner into this mountainy section. We deploy a spike strip and we get the spike strip wreck, and the other cop crashes into him and then gets crashed into by a suspect as well. We try and block off this opponent here, which then sort of makes me go into a bit of a spin. And now we see the roadblock ahead of us, and I thought I could get through here in this shortcut, but they blocked that part off as well, so slightly slowed down, but we're still doing okay as we have 6.5 miles to go. And yeah, there's a jet that's just flown over us as well, as a spike strip has somewhere been deployed. I don't know, I imagine that was the police, because I don't think the other suspects have any equipment that they can use, but we shall see as we come out ahead of the other 2 cars, pretty much 3 cars. But as we turn around this corner through the tunnel, out on the other side is a BMW M3 E92 as well, but this time it's the cop version, and another Ford Shelby GT 500 has also joined the pursuit, so they've pretty much restocked. But we deploy a spike strip fairly early, to be honest, but it's enough to take out the previous cop that was chasing us, and so now we just have the 2 new ones to look for. But there's a cop either side, and we crash into the car there and then just get lifted by this other Porsche. Almost looks like I don't know, paranormal or something, but he ends up crashing, so we get somewhat karmic revenge against him. And as we go around this corner, there's a cop that's just reset for some reason. We tried to pull an EMP on that one, but we end up gonna miss it, which is fine because we crashed into it. But there we go, that is the first sign of a spike strip from a cop, it seems. And he slows down and crashes into his own spike strip. We then give him a bit of punishment, just keep bashing him, and then take the shortcut to get away from the roadblock there. So plenty of action here in this hot pursuit. This is why I love them so much. And I just want you to see, looking at the damage bar there, as we get hit again and crash into a wall, our damage went significantly down there. And I thought honestly that was going to be a takedown on that cop, but we weren't able to get it. We deployed the EMP though onto this Ford Mustang, and we get him, and the M3 tried to deploy a spike strip, but we end up pit maneuvering him and taking him out. So there is now only 1 cop left, and that is in front of us. As we then also take out this Porsche, because I saw they were smoking, so I was like, well, may as well stop one of our opponents. But yeah, fortunately the car ahead has been able to catch up to the suspect, which is good for us, as they deploy a spike strip ahead, and then they crash into the suspect crashed into a car there. We avoid the spike strip, drift around this corner, pull up onto the Ford Mustang, get ahead, deploy a spike strip of our own, and that has taken him out for the moment, but not completely out, as he'll now try and mount a challenge onto us. Looking at the inside of this corner, we can see that someone has decided to take a shortcut. Unfortunately, we're able to get out ahead. The finish line is in sight, and they tried to deploy a car just at the very end. Unfortunately, I believe that one is too late, as we get a 5-minute 10.69 and the gold award given to us as well. So all in all, a pretty decent event there, but no new cars, I'm afraid. We just about are shy of it, so next episode we'll get a new car, I am sure. But more haste, less speed is the event that we're going to do once I select over it again. There we go. More haste, less speed, the rapid response. So honestly, a bit of a boring episode on the side of the police, but unfortunately this game likes to spam them a lot, despite them being my least favourite event. We've only got one car left that we haven't used in the highway patrol, and that's the 911 Targa 4S. So we'll be using that one at night, 9 PM. 3 minutes of free is the distinction time, so let's see how we can do.
Central to all units, officers require assistance on South Base Drive. This situation is high priority. All units respond ASAP.
Don't worry, dispatch, we are on the way. I thought about taking that shortcut, as we're basically going in the reverse route of what we did just previously in the BMW. As we reach our top speed now as well, flying through the golden night pretty much. And honestly, I was a bit spooked by the sign there. I thought that because of the lights reflecting off of it, it was a car's headlights, but I soon realised it was just the sign. As we go into the train yard here, and honestly, it looks like I crashed into that train there, but we don't get any penalty. So twice now we've been gifted no penalty by the gods, which is lovely for us. But through this tunnel we end up getting 2 penalties, and then I was a bit distracted looking at the top and end up hitting into a traffic car. So well, I guess a little bit of karma for avoiding that penalty. We end up getting a total of 7 so far, as we now go through this intersection. I think that's what the Americans call it. I'm not too sure, I'm not from America. But we'll fly through into this sort of rocky, sparse forest sort of area, and narrowly avoid the barrier coming out of this exit. I saw this traffic car way ahead of time, but he was just in the exact wrong place where I couldn't go to the outside, couldn't stay on the inside because it was too late at that point. And so we end up taking another 3-second penalty, so we're all the way up to 10, but we're making decent-ish time. Only 1 minute left of this event to try and get the distinction award as we go through the construction site here, which should hopefully save us a bit of time. Do a little bit of a rally jump at the end there because of the undulation out of the exit, and then around into this tunnel and out. We are still looking pretty good. Flying around this corner as well. Honestly, this car is pretty good to drive, but I'd say the ZR1 was probably a little bit better, but makes sense, you get it later on. But we fly around to this corner. Again, I thought about taking the shortcut on the inside here, but it's not really going to matter in the end because the finish line is in sight, and we have basically stopped this training program and gotten the 2-minute 44.73 needed to get the distinction award for this event. So good stuff from us again, as we get an extra award for completing the event and going through the bounty board there. And so we get a new vehicle, And that new vehicle is another Porsche, the Panamera Turbo, for the rapid deployment um, section of the game. And honestly, I actually like that car quite a bit. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, guys, then you can go ahead and hit the like button. Comment anything you enjoyed below. Subscribe if you enjoy all of my content. Dislike if you didn't like the video, you meanie. Leave any constructive criticism if you like. But until then, it's been Chief Dog 74. And yeah, get me over 100, please. Goodbye.